Hi Virgos, Trishna here. Welcome to your September 2021 Love, Psychic, and Tarot reading. So what I'm feeling for you, Virgo, for September of 2021 is I feel like in love, things are going okay, but not okay. So I feel like in a lot of ways, if someone were to ask you, how do you feel about love? How are things going in love? You would say, they're going great. They're going awesome. I'm doing well. Whether you are interested in someone new and you're excited about them, or whether you're currently trying to move on from someone else, I feel like the Virgo's answer right now is things are going good. I'm doing really well. I'm good. I'm positive. However, I feel like deep down, the true answer that maybe Virgo you are not aware of or you're not paying attention to is that there is a lot of hurt and there are a lot of fears in the area of love for you at this point in time. Fears like, what if I never find the one? What if I never find the person that I'm supposed to be with, that I love and who loves me in return? What if this never works out? What if I fail in this area of my life? What if I am forever a failure? So, and then I feel like sometimes when you feel like you're failing in love, you feel like you're failing in other areas of your life too. And it kind of bleeds over into your mentality of other areas of your life. So if you feel like things aren't going well in love, then it changes your whole perspective on how things are going in your career. And you start seeing things as not really working out in those areas as well, or not working out with your friendships or with your family, etc. So it's kind of like starts bleeding into other areas of your life. And Virgo, what I feel like you need to know is I feel like it's really important that if you want to find the person you're supposed to be with, which you will, you are not going to be alone and you are going to find the one that you're supposed to be with. But in order to do that, there are some mental changes that you're going to have to make. And it's not too difficult. So hear me out on this because you're going to disagree with me at first. What I feel for you is I feel like the way that you've been going about relationships is you have been kind of just trying to make something work with anyone. And you're going to disagree with me with this, Virgo, and I agree with your disagreement. Your disagreement is, no, I don't want to just be with anybody. And I agree, because you are very selective, Virgo, and I think that's a really good quality. You're very clear on the things that you want and the things that you don't want. You are very selective. So it's not like you're just taking anybody and being like, gosh, just please be with me. You're not doing that, Virgo. But of those that you like, that you select from, you want to just make that person work, or the next person that comes your way that is good enough for you. You just want to make that relationship work. And I think the mentality that you need to take from this, Virgo, is still be selective in that same way, but be even more selective, almost in a sense. Be willing to wait for the one. If you really want to bring in the one, then you should also be willing to wait for them to show up. And you should be willing to go through the relationships in the meantime while you wait for the one. So what that means is you call in somebody into your life that, hey, you're like, yeah, I like this person. You've selected them. And you allow yourself to fall in love with them because obviously if you selected them, you think they could be the one. So go forward with that kind of mentality. But also understand that if they don't work out, if they're not really living up to the potential of what the one means for you, if they're not really making you happy, not that they're supposed to make you happy, but if they're not really embodying the qualities of a good partner, which is part of their responsibility because you definitely do your part, but they need to do their part. If they're not embodying those qualities, then when that relationship comes to an end, don't get so hung up on them. Remember the big picture, which is that you want the one, and you're willing to allow the one to come in and not get hung up on the past or not stick into a relationship that isn't really serving you just because they're good enough or just because they've met your first selection criteria, even though they're really not stepping up to the plate. So don't limit yourself to the relationship that you have. Remember the bigger picture at all times, which is that you want the one, not just the one that's here, but the one. Because again, the one is somebody who's special, and somebody who is really special, who is meant for you, should be worth waiting for and should be worth the journey that takes you to get there. So don't try to make it quick, make it the next person. It can be the next person, but that only happens if you shift your mentality. So for some of you, I think you can shift your mentality and it will be the next person. But for a few of you, I think it's going to take 3 more relationships or so, maybe even 4. I think more likely 3, for you to shift your mentality and be able to move on from one person to the next person as a relationship ends because they just aren't meeting your highest criteria of the one. So I hope that kind of makes sense. that you are selective, Virgo. There are lots of people out there. There's lots of people that you're dating, but they don't always match your criteria. You're not always feeling it. That's okay. So you weed those people out, and then you have certain people that come to you that you're like, yeah, I really like this person. So you've selected them. But just make sure that you are then selecting from that whether or not they meet your highest level, which is that of the one. And if they don't, and the relationship comes to an end, be okay with that. Let them move on, take the lessons, and then remember that you really just want the one at the end of the day. You don't want them. You want the one. Okay, so I hope this is making sense. So Virgos, let's get into the tarot portion of your reading. All right, Virgos, so you guys got some really, really amazing cards. Virgo, I am very excited about this. There's a lot of good things to come, and I feel like there is more guidance along the lines of what we just talked about, plus a little extra. Okay, I'm actually very excited for you, Virgos. Okay, so the first card we have is the Empress. My camera's a little bit blurry. I apologize for that, but the first card that we have is the Empress. I feel like this just says exactly what we just talked about. What does an Empress do when she's looking for love? She doesn't just take anybody. She's very selective. She only wants the best, and she's willing to wait for the best because she knows her worth. She has a lot going on in her life. She doesn't need anybody in particular, but she wants to find that person. So you need to be in a place where you don't need somebody. You just want somebody. And I feel like Virgos, you get that. You're not somebody who truly needs somebody, but I feel like right now you're caught up in this energy of kind of needing somebody. You're in this longing kind of energy. That's not who you are, Virgo. It's just kind of the mood that you're currently in. It's just what's been going on for you, and it's kind of caused this feelings in you, and you're going to heal up. But just remember, you are the Empress. That's why this is the first card that popped up for you guys today. You are the Empress. Whether you're masculine or feminine, what does an Empress do when she is looking for love? She only wants the best. She only wants whoever meets her criteria. She gets to decide the criteria, and then she gets to look out into the world and see who actually meets that criteria. She doesn't adjust her criteria around what's available. She decides her criteria and then finds who matches that. So you need to really be clear on what you want, what is worthy of you, and accept nothing less. And hold to what you are looking for. Stop adapting to other people and who they want you to be. Decide who you are and what you want. And this isn't to say that there's no compromise, but Virgos, you get the message, okay? This sounds extreme because you need extreme guidance right now to kind of help you right size and rebalance out where your mentality has been. So that is the Empress. I'm going to skip ahead to the third card, which is the Ace of Swords. Oh, it did kind of clear up. Great, kind of. All right, so with the Ace of Swords, Virgo, I feel like what this is trying to say is you really need to be serious about what you're looking for. Now, I think at this point you may agree with me. I feel like you're in between. You're thinking about agreeing with me. But you haven't been serious about what you want. You haven't been serious about finding the one. You want the one. Some of you want the one. Some of you are looking more for like a 2 to 3 year long relationship before you find the one. But there's something that you want in love, but you haven't been serious about it. If you were serious about it, you wouldn't just take someone who doesn't meet your criteria that. You wouldn't just take someone who comes along and they're like, yeah, I kind of like them. Let's see how this goes. You would wait for the one that actually meets what you're looking for. That's what being serious is. So the universe is giving you these partners, but you haven't really found the one because you haven't been serious about the one. And what I mean by serious by the one is you tell the universe, hey, this is what I want. If you don't give me this, I'm not going to take them. And when you're that serious about it, you're basically putting this very strong intention out to the universe, where the universe is like, okay, this person's serious. She's not going back and forth. She's not kind of being wishy-washy about it. So I'm not going to send her wishy-washy partners anymore that are sometimes in, sometimes out. Or him. This is a reading for everybody. But she really wants this, or he really wants this. So I'm going to give, this person, I'm going to give this Virgo exactly this, because Virgo means business now. Virgo's serious. And if I give them something that doesn't meet that, then they're not going to have it. They're just going to move on and ignore. So I better give them exactly what they're looking for. So Virgo, be very serious now about what you're looking for. It's time to stop dilly-dallying. It's time to stop being about love overall and really be about the love that you want. It's time to stop playing. I feel like you're okay with my saying that because you understand what I mean by that. Okay, great. You're not offended. Thank you, because I didn't mean it in an offensive way. All right, so the next card that we have is the Star card. So, Virgo, this is such a good card. Okay, can we just let me just take a moment here. I know this is a little blurry, but we just have to really appreciate the beauty of these cards. Like, look at them. You got the Empress. Oh my gosh. You got the Star, which means your wish is fulfilled. And you got the Ace of Swords. I mean, that's just like a gift. So anyways, with the Star card, what I feel like the Star card is trying to tell you, Virgo, is you have a tendency to fill other people's cups. That's okay. It's great. People love you for that. But you often forget to fill your own cup. Sometimes whenever you're in a relationship, you get so blended in with the other person that you forget to give to yourself. It's almost like you don't have time for yourself. You want to do all this work for your partner, and you would like to give to yourself, but then it's like, but I've already done all this work and I've already spent all this time. Like, I don't have any more time to do that. I have to do X, Y, Z now. So you never really get to give to yourself, and I feel like that's really important that you do. Because I think it is going to increase your sense of worth in your partner's eyes, because they will see that you value yourself because you're filling your own cup. And when they see that you value yourself, they're going to value in return, because we teach people how to value us based off of how much we value ourselves. That is kind of a generic statement, but it's something that you guys need to hear. So you need to be filling your cup now, but also whenever you are in relationships. Make sure that you do that. It's very, very important. You should probably fill your cup a little bit more than you fill your partner's cup. It's important. It's important for your sanity. It's important for your health. It's important for your balance. It's important for your happiness, and therefore it's important for your relationship. All right, Virgo, so the final card that we have is the Page of Pentacles. This is the guidance card. And what I feel like this wants to share with you, Virgo, is how much love you're able to receive is very much dependent on the love that you were able to give yourself. So you may look back at some of your partners and wonder why they didn't love you as much as you thought that they did, why they didn't love you for all the things that you did, etc. And the reason for that is because you maybe didn't really love yourself. And it's hard for other people to love you when you don't love yourself. Because the kind of love that we give to ourselves is the kind of love that we allow others to give to us. Because when we love ourselves and we're familiar with that, that's what we're familiar with. The amount of love that we give ourselves is the amount of love that we get comfortable receiving. When we give it to ourselves, we're receiving it as well. And so when we get comfortable, when we give ourselves love and we get comfortable with how much love we're giving ourselves, that's when we're able to receive that from other people. If we don't really love ourselves, then we have a hard time receiving love from ourselves. And that's when these walls start coming up, where we have a hard time accepting love from others. We have a hard time seeing when someone loves us. There's just these barriers that we're putting in our way that even if they do love us, we're not able to really receive. We can't see it. So if there is someone in your past that you want to bring into your future, I do think it's a possibility. But regardless of whether it's someone from the past or someone new, it's very important that you work on your self-love. And I hope I made clear why. Because the more you love yourself, the more comfortable you are with being loved. And therefore, you can easily accept love from another person without creating all these barriers and walls that can then create some issues. So, yeah, that's what I want to share with you. And I think that you guys are very well on your way. I feel like this being the Page of Pentacles shows that there is work that needs to be done. Pentacles a lot of times requires having to work at something, but Pentacles also can represent manifestation. So you have to work at something, but you're going to get the manifested result from that. And that work is that you need to show yourself self-love. You need to pick whatever it is that you want to have in a relationship and stand by it and feel worthy to have it and not cater yourself to other people. You need to be very serious about what you want. Only when you are serious is the universe going to give you serious contenders. And you are going to get your wish, but it's important that you fill up your cup as well. It's very important, Virgo. And yeah, just keep yourself open to love. The more love that you are able to give to yourself, the more you are able to receive from another. So that concludes the love tarot reading for my Virgos for September 2021. I hope that it gave you the guidance that you were looking for and that you needed. Please give me a like and a subscribe if you think that this video or other types of readings like this can really help someone else in your life. Please share this video or please share my channel with them. And if you're interested in having a more personalized reading, I am offering personalized readings. You can see my page by going to the description box below and clicking on the link that will take you to my page. And I offer love readings, of course, but I also offer a few different other kinds of readings. One, for example, is a year ahead reading, where we will look at all categories of your life for the next 12 months going around. This is a great reading to get in the new year. It's a great reading to get, today if you just want to see what's going to happen in the next year. It's definitely a great reading to get on your birthday or to give to someone else as a birthday gift for them. So anyways, check out the sales page if you're interested in purchasing a reading, and I will see you in my next video.